What's up, everybody? Welcome to the View from the Jamestown podcast edition. This is episode 38. This is the March 2020 episode. And if you are watching on the video stream, we got a pretty special episode for you. Sitting down with TCC President Robb Roach, VP of Sales AJ Petrarca, and Latin American Operations Manager Javier Fernandez. And we are all in different areas today. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
For anyone on the video, obviously we're in 4 different boxes like the Brady Bunch, working from home via the coronavirus issues. If you're on audio only, hopefully the audio is as good as it can be, doing a digital recording here, but still trying to get the episode out there and give our update on kind of the whole coronavirus situation and, you know, the market as a whole. So good morning, guys, from home. Hopefully everyone's doing well.
Yeah, so far so good, Ben.
This is day one of TCC quarantine, all working from home here. Obviously, you know, there's nothing we can say about the coronavirus at this point that not everyone already else has seen or is keeping an eye on. But obviously, we're taking measures to protect ourselves.
Yeah, it's not day one. I mean, you got back 2 weeks ago from a cruise, so we quarantined you. We've done 4 deep cleanings of the office over the last 2 weeks. We've restricted international travel some 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. We've restricted domestic travel a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, unless somebody was somewhere and had to get home. We've canceled AFPM. We've canceled coding show. Not us, but they canceled it, but we opted to not go to it first. So it's the first day where we're not actually physically in our offices, but it's certainly not the first day that we're taking proactive measures against COVID-19. Yeah,
it seems like it's been quite the process. Obviously, we backed out of the coding show and the AFPM, obviously even before they were officially canceled. So now that both shows have been canceled or postponed, I think every show in the next 30 to 60 days, chemical industry specific and outside, pretty much all shows are getting canceled, whether it's their own doing or the city saying, hey, we're going to limit to 50 or 100 people per gathering.
It's probably going to be that way until they really come up with some treatment or some sort of shot we can get to prevent us from getting this particular coronavirus. So I think one of the biggest unsettling realities is that this is a new reality. Can't wait for that day that we celebrate, though, that they come out with a treatment or they come out with a vaccination. That's going to be an amazing day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hearing some positive stories coming out and companies that are starting to either get close to a treatment or can cut testing or treatment in half. It's been, whether it's a couple of days to get results now, maybe we're hearing it's 8 hours or 10 hours to get a test back, which is at least positive. Moving in the right direction. It's just going to be a good process.
Wasn't there a doctor somewhere that tested the vaccine on themselves? Was that a story that they kind of rolled today? That was today?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I hadn't heard anything about it, but I remember that it was a woman from Wuhan that had come up with, they were self-testing a vaccine. I remember seeing the news and showing them self-injecting the vaccine. I wonder what happened with that.
Crazy concept, going to crazy measures here to, come up with these vaccines.
Oh, crazy times, crazy measures.
But obviously, chemical industry specific, crude has taken a big drop, partially probably because of the coronavirus concerns, but obviously some other geopolitical things going on. So obviously going to play out in the next couple months how that's going to impact, but some of the lowest crude prices we've seen in quite a long time. I think down below $30 today.
Jeez, that's about as low as I've seen in my career. I think 28 is the lowest I remember. And then the stock market's off some 1,800 points as we speak. They've already stopped it, I guess, once or several times this morning. Today is Monday, the 16th, of March. So yeah, we're down around 21,000 on the stock market, where we were up around 30,000 just a couple weeks ago. So big changes in the last couple weeks.
And I guess I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on what from a supply chain perspective from a manufacturer, what can you be doing at these times, or what our 2 cents would be to recommend to companies, big or small, no matter what you're buying, whether it's drums or something or rail cars a month, what can people be doing to secure their supply chains, and what is our kind of recommendation for?
I think like expect longer lead times, just to be safe. Like if you are you expecting material from Europe, it's 4 to 6 weeks. Expect 6 to 7, just to be on the safe side. Same with Asia. Just give it a couple of weeks. And if you're locally, probably like stock a little bit more than you need. Your emergency stock should be loaded up.
Yep.
We're getting an incredible amount of inquiries for isopropyl alcohol. I mean, scale of probably 20 plus per day. Everybody scouring the web for anything they can find. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think generally what we need to do is just keep calm and keep on moving on. We're still going to need stuff, and we're going to still need all the sort of things that we sell into are very important for infrastructure, and all the most important things that can't break down even in these types of situations. So obviously, I think working with TCC is a good thing to do when it comes to securing your supply chain, because we've got so many different layers of security in our system. And like, for example, Friday, we everybody was able to leave the office and go home, and this morning we're buzzing, we're working from home. All of our customer service and transportation logistics folks are working from home, and things are cracking. I'm watching the emails going back and forth, and stuff's happening. So we got to keep industry buzzing. I mean, I feel horrible for people who have to go to work and can't now because their restaurants or museums or airports or whatever are shut down, and so it's going to be a big deal. We have to come together as a nation and get through this hard time, and then recover from it.
Yeah, and I think these next 1, 2, 3 weeks are going to be real important. If you are buying stuff with a 4 to 6 week lead time and you need material in another 4 weeks, you better get on that this week. Like Javi said, you're going to expect longer lead times, so you got to take a real close look at your supply chain. And I think we would all agree that it's, we're still kind of on the uphill. It's still not necessarily getting better yet. So supply chains are only going to get, even longer at this point. So, take a look at your inventories and maybe put some orders in the books this week just to keep everything, keep the supply chain full.
And not just Asia, obviously, Europe is a big concern for us right now, with that being the epicenter now. So where Asia was the epicenter, now it's all of Europe. So that's a big supply chain for all of us in North America, South America.
It seems a lot of folks that I'm talking to in manufacturing are still at the plant, they're still producing, so the demand seems like it's should still be there for now. I don't know how much longer that's going to last before they start sending people home. I think it would obviously depend on the type of manufacturing, how many people are there, how close they are together. But yeah, people are still at work, and obviously we're lucky to be able to work remotely, and but not everyone's in that same boat.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we're seeing a lot in the States. Have you seen a lot of the same stuff in Mexico and Latin America? Has it been same concerns, same supply chain issues?
Yeah, same supply issues, same products are tied: isopropyl alcohol, benzyl alcohol, tartaric acid. There's obviously shortage of a lot of products, but we hopefully, thankfully, we have options. We source from all over the world, so we can make our customers able to be supplied through these difficult times.
Are they taking similar actions? People are working from home and starting to stuff down.
Except manufacturers, still people that are called not actually crucial to the operation. So people, admin staff, is all working from home. Just people going to the plants and working from there.
Yeah, it really is a worldwide situation at this point. I think 2 weeks ago it was pretty much just China with maybe 1 or 2 cases in the States, and obviously now drastically different landscape than it was just 2 weeks ago. I think the other big thing we're watching now is crude oil taking a big drop this month. It'll probably play out in the next couple months with what it's going to do to different downstream products and pricing and all that good stuff. And come April 1, 10 days from now, it could even be a much different situation than it is right now. But obviously seeing crude around the $29 to $30 barrel range as it sits today. And we'll see what happens come the end of the month.
Yeah, it's low, but there's the supply chain issues are really having an effect on pricing on a lot of the things that we sell. We haven't seen that immediate drop that was affected by the really it was the OPEC plus and Russia going toe to toe over pricing and volumes and things like that. So despite the fact that there's been 20% drop in the price of crude, a lot of prices of the stuff that we sell are going up because of the limited availability.
Yes, we have seen a lot of price increases, in a lot of stuff across the board.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's stick or not, but we have seen a lot of price increase letters going around.
Somewhat surprising, but it's surprising that there's price increases, but they're out there. It is. You're right, Javi. It's a little bit crazy that the price increase letters that came out even today. So it shows that there's certainly gaps in supply chains.
Yeah, it's changing the entire basis of how pricing comes together. Basically, it's not just crude's up or crude's down, so the product goes up or down. It's availability, it's where it's made, where can we get stuff in and out of. We were hearing some countries or areas only limiting supply and manufacturing to what that one area can use versus having material available for export to try to contain this. So it's a whole different landscape.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I think we're at the point now where we're starting to hear some positive stories to kind of keep it as positive as possible, with vaccines coming out, testing going from a couple days to get results to 8 or 10 hours now, which is an increase. So we're going to, I think, see more and more positive stories start to come out, and obviously get this as contained as possible with advancements in medicine and all that good stuff. So hopefully see more positive come out of it than negative here.
Yeah, we're certainly hopeful of that. We want to, for all of humanity, to have this take a positive turn would be a relief for everyone.
Absolutely, and I think we'll start to see what's going to happen with some downstream pricing as the month comes to an end, and we'll have probably more to report on it in April. But a couple of products that Javi mentioned, isopropyl alcohol, benzyl alcohol, a couple important ones in producing cleaning products and hand sanitizer and all that stuff. Definitely two that we're happy to talk about. Either through your TCC contact or reach out through the website. I'd be happy to take a look at it for you. That's correct, Jav?
That is correct. We have it prompt and available, ready to ship, to Europe, Latin America, whatever is needed, package and bulk.
And then typically we talk about trade shows here, but obviously real quiet in the trade show front here for the foreseeable future.
Can we just amend that section? Just trade show, just go to the next.
we got lots of go-to meeting.
I wish we could go to trade shows. I really do. I'm gonna miss AFPM this year. I really am. I'm really bummed that we couldn't do that, and for obvious reasons. We all know the reasons why we couldn't do it, but I just have to say that it's always something that I look forward to. So it's a letdown, big time.
Especially this time of year. Not that there's any time better than others for something like this to happen, but obviously AFPM coding show, a bunch of good shows here in March and April that obviously we're missing out on.
Did they cancel AFPM or is it postponed?
It's canceled.
Canceled. But the coding show is postponed.
Coding show is postponed, correct.
Yeah, without a date. I don't believe that there's a date yet, but it is postponed.
Okay. Yeah, like our booth is there. They're asking us to bring the booth back to Rhode Island, so it's not going to be any time relatively soon. I think our trade show guy was saying they're looking at dates in the fall maybe, but I find it hard to believe they're going to be able to reschedule a trade show of that scale for any time, relatively soon.
Yeah, and the whole reason why they do it every other year is to alternate with the European coating shows. So once you start getting into next year, that's the European coating show's time. So they're gonna do it this year. Yeah, or else it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, another thing is what the timeline would look like. They're talking about the NBA season. They're currently looking at like a June or July date to restart games. I mean, that's 3-4 months out from now. So I don't know when that window is going to look like to be able to even reschedule it, to be able to look at dates. And I think nobody knows at this point, when it's going to hit that down slope. But obviously we're using, GoToMeeting and trying to use some digital tools to still stay in front of people, meet with people, customers, suppliers, business partners. I think technology's come a long way where we got a lot of tools at our disposal to continue to collaborate and meet with people, which has been, I think, been taken really positively so far. I've had a lot of meetings in the books and looking forward to hopefully setting up more here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we got to stay together, as best we can. It's amazing that the technology we have and having access to it means that we can still communicate, we can still run our businesses, we can still run our plants, and a special thanks to the people that are really on the front line of this. I mean, the nurses, the ambulance drivers, the doctors, the police officers. Special thanks to all of them because it's only because of them that we'll get through this. And it's just amazing how you can have a job like being a nurse and overnight how scary it can become, but you're still showing up to work, and that's amazing. So special thanks to those folks out there, and it's amazing to see people step up.
Yeah, especially people in higher risk situations. I think nursing homes is one of the ones that's gotten hit hardest. Nurses and staff that works in nursing homes obviously got to continue to work hard and keep your residents and patients in there healthy and happy, and at the same time protect yourself. It's a crazy atmosphere.
Absolutely. They're even telling people to quarantine themselves from their own family. I mean, this social distancing thing is it's very odd. As humans, we've gotten used to the fact that we can be communal and get together, and all of a sudden within weeks we can't do that anymore, and it's a strange feeling. So hopefully they'll come up with something that can help this, and we'll get back to being normal humans again.
Yeah, I think working from home, utilizing technology, figuring out what tools are out there to collaborate as a business. Internally, we can do stuff like this and have our internal sales meetings, but also meet with customers and suppliers. It kind of forces you to explore those tools and see what's available, which will be a positive. God forbid something like this happens again, or different things happen where you can work remote and work from home and collaborate with people from different regions of the world all at the same time.
And also, people picking up the phone and call. Sometimes I feel I was relying too much on emails and WhatsApp messages. Right, right now I have to pick up and call. It's a good feeling.
Especially people working from home, I think they appreciate hearing another voice. Not just their own voice or their spouse's voice. And spend more and more time on the phone and FaceTime and things like that here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I guess to wrap things up, keep it relatively brief. Hopefully everyone stays healthy out there. We'll have our April podcast here in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll all be back in the same room at that point, but I guess we'll see how things shake out. Good to mention too, the March 2020 episode. This episode is our 2-year anniversary of the podcast. So anyone that's been listening to it or streaming it, since the beginning of that's been pretty cool. Appreciate all that and look forward to keeping it going.
Yeah, appreciate it, Benny. Yeah, it's just, it's been an odd few weeks, and I think you're right, man. This is the best thing about coronavirus is for 98% of us, it's not going to kill us. So God forbid, this is something that immediately you touched and you caught and you die. So it's probably right that this is a good stress test. This is a good test to see because, we could see something far worse virus come out, and God forbid that ever happened. But we've luckily already will have been through this, and you know, we can do things more quickly and protect everyone. So it's, you know, there is some benefits to this. Unfortunately, it's going to be some short-term pain, but long-term, I think we'll be better off.
Absolutely. And else,
So
AJ, Jav?
Everybody hang in there, be safe, wash your hands, and don't touch your face.
Nope.
Can we stay on and talk for a little while? I'm lonely. I don't like this work.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to join a go-to meeting with the TCC staff, we'd be happy to even just shoot the wins.
Yeah.
Can we play golf on this thing too? We could play a round of golf together. We could be on our phones on the course separately, playing golf on both.
Take our separate carts,
Yeah.
you know, social distancing, we'll have 4 carts for 4 people. But yeah, as always, we appreciate you listening. You know, we'll continue to put news and info out there via email, up on the website or on our social media platforms as more comes up. If you know, trying to do our best to keep info out there and do our best to keep things as positive as possible too. You know, obviously any of those products that Javier mentioned, or you know, anything else in these times, as supply chains get changed or altered, you know, please reach out. Be happy to talk to anyone about different products and supply chain options out there. But yeah, we appreciate you listening, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.